In 1939, cinema changed forever. Gone with the Wind wasn't just a movie, it was an emotional hurricane. Starring Clark Gable and Vivien Leigh, it captured love, war, pride, and survival with unforgettable power. Every frame told a story of passion and loss. In this video, we revisit the film's most iconic scenes, the moments that defined Hollywood's golden age forever. Fact number 1. Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn. The line that shook Hollywood. In the film's final scene, Rhett Butler leaves Scarlett O'Hara after years of tumultuous love. When Scarlett pleads, "Where shall I go? What shall I do?" Rhett turns and delivers the unforgettable line. Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn. This moment marks his emotional detachment, his decision that their relationship is over. The inclusion of the word, damn, was especially bold. Under the 1930s studio censorship, the Hays Code, such profanity was normally forbidden. But the filmmakers secured its use, even filming alternate versions like, "I don't give a hoot," in case it was rejected. The line has since become one of cinema's most memorable quotations, and was voted the #1 movie quote of all time by the American Film Institute in 2005. Fact number 2. The burning of Atlanta. Real fire, real fear. One of the most breathtaking scenes in Gone with the Wind is the burning of Atlanta. Filmed in December 1938, it wasn't just movie magic, it was real fire. Director Victor Fleming ordered old studio sets, including parts of King Kong, 1933, to be burned down to create the massive blaze. The flames reached over 500 feet high, visible for miles around Los Angeles. Clark Gable and Vivien Leigh watched from a safe distance, while stunt doubles rode through the inferno for the escape sequence. The heat was so intense that nearby cameras melted, and several crew members fainted from exhaustion. This single night of filming became one of Hollywood's most expensive and dangerous ever, and it gave cinema one of its most unforgettable images, Atlanta, burning to ashes as Scarlett flees into a new world. Fact number 3. Scarlett slaps Prissy. The scene that shocked audiences. In one of Gone with the Wind's most intense scenes, Scarlett O'Hara, Vivien Leigh, slaps her maid Prissy, played by Butterfly McQueen. It happens during the chaos of Atlanta's fall, when Scarlett is desperate to find a doctor for Melanie's childbirth. Prissy panics and admits, "I don't know nothing about birthin' babies." And Scarlett, in fury and fear, strikes her across the face. This moment wasn't staged gently. Vivien Leigh's slap was real, and Butterfly McQueen later admitted she hated filming it. But director Victor Fleming insisted it showed Scarlett's breaking point, the moment her southern gentility collapsed under war's pressure. At the time, the scene caused mixed reactions. Some called it too violent, others said it revealed Scarlett's true grit. Today, it's remembered as one of the most emotionally raw moments in classic Hollywood history. Fact number 4. Scarlett's green curtain dress, symbol of survival. One of the most unforgettable visuals in Gone with the Wind is Scarlett O'Hara's green dress, made from the velvet curtains of her ruined home, Tara. After the Civil War leaves her family destitute, Scarlett tears down the drapes and orders Mammy to sew them into a gown. Dressed in this improvised elegance, she visits Rhett Butler in jail, pretending to still be wealthy, hoping to secure money for her family. The green curtain dress became a symbol of Scarlett's fierce determination, her ability to survive by any means. Costume designer Walter Plunkett crafted it to reflect both deception and resilience, beautiful from afar, but made from desperation. The gown remains one of Hollywood's most famous costumes and is preserved today at the Harry Ransom Center in Texas, a reminder of Scarlett's vow. "I'll never be hungry again." Fact number 5. The oath under the tree. "I'll never be hungry again." One of the most powerful moments in Gone with the Wind comes when Scarlett O'Hara, standing beneath a dying red sky, makes her unbreakable vow. "As God is my witness, I'll never be hungry again." This scene happens after the Civil War has left her home, Tara, in ruins and her family starving. With trembling hands, she clutches a turnip from the barren earth, then rises, her face hardened with new resolve. Director Victor Fleming captured the sequence at sunset using a stunning matte painting for the fiery sky, symbolizing both destruction and rebirth. Vivien Leigh's performance, raw, tearful, and defiant, became the emotional heart of the film. This single scene transformed Scarlett from a pampered belle into a survivor. It's not just her turning point, it's the moment Gone with the Wind turned into cinematic legend. Fact number 6. The hospital scene, a city of the wounded. One of the most haunting sequences in Gone with the Wind is the hospital scene, where Scarlett O'Hara walks through rows of wounded Confederate soldiers in Atlanta. At first, the camera follows her calmly, but then it begins to rise, revealing not dozens, but hundreds of injured men lying across the ground. The shot finally ends on a tattered Confederate flag fluttering above the chaos. This breathtaking crane shot was revolutionary for 1939. Over 1,600 extras were used, many of them mannequins, to create the illusion of thousands. The sequence shows Scarlett's horror as she confronts the true cost of war. It's the moment her selfish world collides with reality. The combination of sweeping cinematography and Max Steiner's somber score made this scene unforgettable, a visual poem about the destruction of the Old South and the death of innocence. Fact number 7. The death of Bonnie Blue, the saddest fall in cinema. In one of Gone with the Wind's most tragic scenes, Rhett Butler and Scarlett O'Hara's young daughter, Bonnie Blue Butler, dies after falling from her pony. Earlier, Rhett proudly teaches her to ride, but Bonnie insists she can jump a fence, just like her father. Ignoring warnings, she pushes the pony too far and is thrown off, dying instantly. The scene was deeply emotional for audiences, not just for the fall, but for Rhett's devastation afterward. Clark Gable's performance, as he carries his daughter's body and refuses to let go, remains one of the most moving moments in classic cinema. The scene's power lies in its contrast, the playful innocence of a child shattered by one instant of pride. It symbolizes the final collapse of Rhett and Scarlett's love. After Bonnie's death, nothing between them can ever be the same. Fact number 8. The dance at the bazaar, a scandalous waltz. At the charity bazaar scene in Gone with the Wind, Scarlett O'Hara shocks everyone. Recently widowed, she's expected to mourn quietly, but when Rhett Butler bids a high price to dance with her, she can't resist. As the orchestra plays, the two waltz across the ballroom, every eye locked on them. The crowd gasps. It's a social scandal in the polite society of the Old South. Director Victor Fleming captured the moment to reveal Scarlett's defiant spirit and Rhett's fearless attraction to her. Vivien Leigh's radiant energy and Clark Gable's effortless charm make the scene electric, a clash between passion and propriety. This dance marks the beginning of their complicated love story, a union built on desire and rebellion. The waltz wasn't just romantic. It was a declaration that neither Scarlett nor Rhett would ever bow to society's rules. Fact number 9. Melanie's deathbed scene, the goodbye that broke Scarlett. One of the most emotional scenes in Gone with the Wind comes near the end, when the gentle and selfless Melanie Hamilton, played by Olivia de Havilland, lies dying. Scarlett O'Hara rushes to her bedside, realizing too late how much Melanie's kindness has shaped her life. As Melanie whispers her final words, asking Scarlett to look after Ashley and her son, the truth hits Scarlett. She never really loved Ashley at all. Director Victor Fleming filmed the sequence in near silence, relying on Vivien Leigh's trembling expressions to convey heartbreak and guilt. Scarlett's world, built on jealousy and pride, collapses in that quiet room. Melanie's death symbolizes the end of the Old South's grace, and the moment Scarlett finally grows up. For audiences, it was the emotional reckoning the entire story had been building toward. Fact number 10. Terra Plantation finale. After all, tomorrow is another day. In the film's final scene, Scarlett O'Hara stands alone on the grand staircase after Rhett Butler walks out of her life. His last words, "Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn," echo in her mind as she collapses in despair. But then, amidst her heartbreak, a spark of determination returns. She whispers to herself, "After all, tomorrow is another day." This closing moment defines Scarlett's unbreakable spirit. Even after losing love, wealth, and pride, she refuses to give up. Director Victor Fleming ends the film with a sweeping shot of Terra, her home, glowing under the sunset, symbolizing hope and rebirth. Vivien Leigh's performance turns despair into strength, making this final line one of the most famous in cinema history. It's not a happy ending, it's a promise that Scarlett O'Hara will rise again. From passion and pride to loss and redemption, Gone with the Wind remains Hollywood's grandest epic. Its unforgettable scenes, the fire, the vows, the heartbreak, still echo across time. Scarlett's spirit, Rhett's defiance, and that haunting final line remind us that strength often rises from ruin. Because, as Scarlett said best, "After all, tomorrow is another day."